Joined by Jarious Jackson, offensive coordinator of the Edmonton Elks. Before we get into anything about training camp, it was a busy off season for the
hmm
offense. How
hmm
did you get a break at all for the off season?
Yeah, I took a little bit of a break. Our season was, I think, over a little bit earlier than we would like, but I think I probably got home for the second year in a row before Halloween, which is
Oh,
pretty unusual, right?
okay.
So I was able to take a little bit of a break, but then, got back on it right away. A lot of football being played still in the States during, October through January. So I was able to watch the football, take a little break, and then get right back on it.
Fantastic. Now, big changes obviously in the offense on the
hmm
quarterback side of things.
hmm
Tell us a little bit about your relationship with McLeod because you worked with him in Toronto
Correct.
and how that's transferred to here and what the room is like between McLeod and Trey.
Man, you know what? It's been amazing. Like, our relationship with him, grew stronger from my time in Toronto. And, I knew he went down south for a little bit, playing with the Breakers in New Orleans, and then also was trying to potentially get on with the NFL team. But, we constantly stayed in touch and, would always communicate here and there, whether via text or actually speaking on the phone. And, our relationship it is what it is. I think we have a great relationship as not only friends, but as coach and player, right? So I think he's doing an outstanding job with the quarterback room of helping those guys, teaching them the little nuances of the offense and things that have helped him grow and develop in the type of player that he is. So he's used to the system in which we're running. And I think it's going to rub off on Trey and Daggy and the other guys in the room tremendously.
It seems like it's kind of rubbing off on the whole team. One of the
hmm
things that we keep hearing from all of the other guys, defense, offense, is like
hmm
McLeod's a real leader. Like, is
Right.
that and that is, well, I'm assuming when you brought him in, that was the expectation in this role.
Well, for me, that was number one. I mean, if you've heard other hits or radio things I've done, the number one thing for me, I think he's a leader of men. You know what I mean? And he shows that it's not something that is, it's not something that's fake. It's very organic, and he's an authentic person. And like you said, when you have a quarterback that leads in that manner, it just rubs off on the whole team. Everybody picks their level of play up and expectations.
Absolutely. Now you have a couple of new kind of receiver slash running backs coming from that same Toronto offense. You've got
hmm
Javon Leake and Curly
hmm
Gittens Jr. coming
hmm
in.
Correct.
Tell us what you think they add to this offense, especially Curly being so far ahead of where we thought he might be at this point.
Right, explosiveness. I mean, those
Yeah.
are two guys that are very explosive, and the same thing. They've had an opportunity to be around Mac and understand how he operates and how he works and how he ticks. So, the level and expectation is very high here, right? For us not to, try to take this thing all the way to the end. I don't want to call it failure, but it would be something very close to that, right? So, like I said, the expectation level is high. We were able to get those guys, like you mentioned, as far as Curly and Leak, and then let's not forget Boris Beatty as well, another
Yeah.
explosive guy. As far as even though he's a special teamer, he has a leg that he can definitely change our field position every time he's kicking the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Now,
hmm
tell us about what do you see as the steps of the offensive line this year? You have the same group coming back kind of together.
hmm
What do you see as that progress?
Again, the progress and expectation. I think this line is well enough to take us to where we need to go, to the promised land, as far as getting to the last game, the final game of the year. Again, they have cohesion, like you said. They've played together now. They know their weak spots, which they work on, right? And like I mentioned before, with having the type of backs and receivers that we have, if they just give us a little time to get the ball to the proper guys, and I think we'll be just fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, you've been around training camps as a player, now as a coach, 3 years here. Anything different about this camp so far?
You know what? We're taking it a little bit easier than we have in years
Okay.
past,
Yeah.
right? So, we're trying to make sure that the guys are healthy and when they get to the game, they don't have any aches and pains. And we've cut reps down a little bit, but I think it's been more. I think it's been more beneficial than hurtful to us this year for sure in doing that and taking the approach that we want to slowly ramp things up.
Yeah, totally makes sense.
Right.
Probably okay to be on the other side too for
Exactly
you at
right.
this point. Yeah, you're
Exactly
not the
right.
getting hit anymore.
Exactly. Oh yeah, that's for sure. For sure that. I don't envy those guys at all anymore. I mean, sit back and look. So I'm like, how did I even do that? But you know what I mean. It just takes a different mentality to be a football player for sure.
Absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
we wish you all the best of luck this year.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming to chat with us. Hopefully, we'll
Right.
chat with you more during the season.
Thanks for having me.
All right.
Appreciate you.
Thanks.
Yes, sir.